Hello everybody, it's Glass Half Dead here, and I am here with the Chill Team podcast. Guys, we've just, as you can possibly see from the table in front of us, finished recording a bat rap that I've done on their channel. But while we're here, guys, you want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Joe. I'm the host, producer, editor, extraordinaire of Chill Team. No, I'm the one that talks the most in the intros and stuff.
A true leader.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm James. I play.
Oh,
I can't hear you.
hang on.
Oh, got to redo it all?
Uh-oh.
No, not
Try
really.
again.
Hello.
Oh,
There we go.
I can't hear myself. It sounds no different.
You can't hear yourself?
These aren't working, I think.
Technical difficulties.
Well, that's your fault. This is not representative of Chill Team.
No, definitely.
Your mic's working though.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay.
So start with your introduction.
I'm James. I'm also on Chill Team. I don't do any of the editing and all that stuff. I just play.
Smart man.
You probably know me as just Barracks. That's what everyone refers to me on that.
Yeah, it feels weird calling you James. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I'm Toby. I'm also here.
Excellent. Is that the...
It's pretty much my job title.
Okay, yeah.
There is
fair.
also-
Guy that is here,
And to my extreme left
off camera.
is Reese.
Yeah, Reese of Chill Team.
He's also going to be very silent for this
It's-
episode.
He is.
Don't
He
know why.
decided
there.
doing a car boot sale was more important than coming today.
Yeah, to be fair, a Reese car boot sale is
It's
he's
probably
got
good.
some got some
It's good
got
stuff.
some good stuff.
It's a stylish man.
He's got some good stuff. Let's not so
He does always look pretty fly. I've gotta
yeah.
say.
The garms are a very high level.
He also makes us look pretty fly because he does all our visuals.
He does. Yeah,
Very nice.
Talented man.
Very nice.
yeah.
Okay, so while I've got all three of you here, obviously, Chill Team Podcast, for anyone that doesn't know, is a audio battle report podcast.
Yeah.
You might see here that they do have visual capabilities, but
Yeah.
they have made the conscious decision not to do it. Let's not question it. Let's not question why a podcast. Let's just move on. So, I mean, you do fully play out the games. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
you're just
You've
sat there reading a
experienced it
book
now.
and saying, "Oh, let's just say some stuff."
You've experienced it now as well,
have,
so you
yeah.
know exactly how one's put together.
Seen the meat, of the
yeah.
sausage, so
Yeah.
to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you are also obviously, I mean, as anyone is that starts any sort of content for, anything, in this case, Kill Team,
Yeah.
avid players.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, good. It would have been weird if one of you said no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been a Reese thing. That would have been a
I
Reese
don't
thing.
really
wouldn't
play, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah, it's like, was bored.
yeah.
Just like hanging out.
Yeah. And also, we have crossed paths before. This is not our first time meeting.
No.
Yeah.
Specifically, well, actually, we met quite a while ago.
Yeah. All the way.
It wasn't a tournament.
No.
It wasn't. It was just I got hold of you.
Just rounded up a few.
It's an outreach program.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah, for the lonely outcasts of the Kill Team world. And I just said, hey, do you want to come down to my local? Because I wasn't going to come up to you. Let's be
Yeah.
clear.
Well,
Let's be clear. I'm
yeah, but
pretty
you're here
lazy.
now. You're here now. So,
You got me there. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we just played a game. We
Yeah.
just played a day of games. I think we got
Yeah.
like 3-4 games.
yeah, it was a
in.
good little,
fun.
good little day. And it was the first time that we'd played outside of our circle
Yes.
as well. So we've,
Yeah.
with regards to like 40k and Kill Team, we've always just we've had a little group of 4 or 5 people and we've all gamed with each other. So it was like
Yeah.
us going out and
Which
playing other people for the
I
first
think in itself is very interesting. And we should probably come back to that.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in that.
We'll put a pin in that. Somebody take a note because
Yeah.
I'm going to forget.
Okay.
But we have then met again at tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, the tournament at Warball was the first tournament you guys ever did.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Is that, yeah?
Yeah. That's everyone.
And then we've also since been to Bad Moon
Yeah.
quite recently.
Yeah.
And I think you're saying you're not going at the moment. But there's another Bad Moon tournament coming up
Yeah.
in October.
Most of us will be at least.
Most/some.
Yeah.
3 out of 4.
At
think
least
Reese-
75% of us will be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And possibly 100?
Possibly 100.
Possibly 100. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's also another Warball tournament coming up 16th November.
Oh.
So we could be seeing far too much of each other very
Yeah.
soon.
Indeed.
Maybe. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
But let's talk about how those tournaments, not the tournaments specific, I don't really care about them. We've already covered them before. There's
Yeah.
no need to get into specifics. But I personally and I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on my channel.
Okay.
I have a total not a blind spot, that's wrong. But Kill Team confession.
Okay.
I have never played as or against Harlequins.
Ah.
I've been at tournaments where they're playing.
Yeah.
They've been on the table next to me.
Mm-hmm.
I know the rules. I have never actually been up against them, but you are a Harlequin main.
I am.
If you want to use that terminology.
Yeah, so that Warboard tournament that you're talking about was the first tournament that we'd all ever done. And I decided to take Harlequins. And because that's probably the faction that I had the most fun with on the podcast up till then. Because I'm a Death Guard player with 40k. So initially when Kill Team came around, I was just straight into them. And they're pretty powerful as well.
Yeah,
like you can have a lot of fun. You can have a lot of fun with them. But Harlequins was just the first, it was like me looking to one of the kind of weirder ones that you don't get people just starting with. Like other things I've done is like when we're talking about 40k, I'd done stuff with Marines and maybe like Imperial Guard and stuff like that. But Harlequins, especially where we're such a kind of closed off in our gaming with just all of each other, I'd never seen anything of them. And then looking at the rules in Kill Team, it was like, yeah, they look pretty powerful actually. So I got into them, took them to the tournament.
You did pretty well.
Yeah, it was looking good at one point. It was looking good.
You had the highest score
I had
of anyone.
highest points, just not the wins to losses, unfortunately.
You started really strong.
Yeah.
But then Admech just...
it was first it was Imperial Guard.
Oh, okay.
With Peter.
Did he beat you?
He beat me.
Pete. Yeah, you taught him too well.
Listener of the podcast destroyed me. So we created a monster, boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the first two games that I had. And it was my first two competitive games, really, first two tournament games ever. I won and played really well, like the strategy that I was going for, which, to be fair, I had one strategy and I just wanted to see if it would pan out every game pretty much. It worked for the first two games, and I got a lot of points, as you say, for the day, for the tournament. I had the most points of the day out of everyone. But then it was just, got a bit overwhelmed against the Astra Militarum list, who, Pete ended up taking gold.
Yeah, he won.
So it was pretty good. And then it was Admech, and it wasn't Toby's Admech, but it was, because Toby didn't take Admech to that tournament.
Regrets.
Which we'll get into in a second, I imagine. And it was, an Admech list that had undone me towards the end. Although that was a very close game, and it did come down to the last turn.
Okay.
It was a matter of us fighting out for the centre objectives to see who would get the last couple of points. Right. And then eventually me just, I failed.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this in a very weird way. I'm not just gonna jump to asking you guys the same question, because that's kind of, we've been there.
Yeah.
If you want to find out, you guys did a coverage of that tournament. I think I did as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know.
You did.
Good to know.
Yeah. Can confirm. We are subscribers, so.
Excellent. Don't skip the ads.
No. Always watch the ads. Always watch the ads.
You mentioned there when you were talking about Harlequins and Death Guard that you felt that Harlequins were a bit of a weird army.
Yeah, they were just,
I disagree.
Okay.
I think that, so this is going to be a question I'm throwing open to all three of you here.
Yeah.
And this is something I haven't really covered that much on my channel. So this is now what this interview is now going to be about.
Okay.
I found the purpose.
There we go.
Good. It took a while to get there.
Yeah,
but we're here.
we're all right. It's unscripted, so.
Yeah, close enough. So if I were to say this is a meta list, do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me what that means.
You answer first.
Yeah. You made the mistake.
I suddenly feel very under pressure.
Yeah.
Depends on if you're referring to a local meta or the physical meta of the Kill Team in general.
It's interesting you say that, actually, because I would automatically, if you just said meta list, I would assume it meant tournament or wider Kill Team meta.
The meta is referring to almost like the modal average of kill teams that are played and doing well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But it's just because obviously I understand the terminology of
The
what
term meta,
a local
Yeah.
meta is compared to a tournament meta or wider. But if you just said a meta list, I would just automatically go to like
Something
what's
you
doing well in
find
tournaments.
cheese
Yeah.
competitive.
Yeah.
you find it on the internet when you go
A
Google
net list.
strong
Net list almost.
strong
Okay.
Harlequins list.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
So what were you referring to?
Mate, I asked that question so long ago. You guys rambled. So I've forgotten. I don't know where I was going
Hey,
with it.
That's
we're
what
on
we
a
do.
podcast. We're good at this.
Yeah, apparently so.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
No dead air here. No dead air.
Great. No, I didn't want dead air. I wanted you to say no dead air and then I was going to leave. Okay, so that's a meta list. What I actually had meant to ask, that we will come back to the meta list in a sec, is a gatekeeping list. Do you also know what that... We need to define terms before we talk about these things. A gatekeeping list.
I can't say that I've heard that term.
Okay.
I can guess what that
Sure.
means, but I haven't heard that term with
I
regards to
know,
kill team.
but trying to explain it, I don't think I can.
It doesn't have the words.
I don't have the words. I know what it.
That's not a term that I've heard talking about kill team at all.
Well, I think a big one, if we step outside of 40k for a second, kill team, and move to 40k, is because I believe you are all vaguely aware of the 40k meta, and you vaguely keep up with what's happening there. So in 40k, there is now a gatekeeping list. No matter what army you're taking, you have to be able to tackle knights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You go to a tournament, there are going to be knights.
They're going to be knights.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is a gatekeeping list.
So they are essentially the bar
yes.
at which if you cannot beat the bar,
exactly, then you will not win the tournament.
then what are you doing?
Exactly. And I think that Kill Team hasn't, well, maybe it has, that's what this question is going to be asking, but hasn't yet defined gatekeeping lists particularly well.
Okay.
If I had to throw it to you, can you think of a gatekeeping list? I can. Do you want me to give an example, or are you guys hot off the press?
Well, I haven't. My short answer is no, but I was going to go into why. But if you want to,
oh no, well, you go for it first, because if I'm about to say something and you counteract it, I'm going to have to think really hard about why.
Okay. So my thing is, my thing for like where we play, and it comes back to me talking about Harlequins feeling, at least for me, like a bit of a weird army to go for, especially at the start of Kill Team, where we only really play until we started going to these tournaments and things in our own little group. I do feel like without there was potentially gatekeeping lists for us in our little circle that in the wider range of things probably weren't
relevant. Yeah.
So there was for a while a time I did have a Death Guard list that everyone just struggled against.
Yeah.
No one could, I almost just stopped taking it.
Especially when we first played, I don't think I beat you for a long time.
Yeah, just because automatically right off the bat, and I'm talking when Kill Team started here. Yeah. I had a Death Guard list that was just destroying every time. Yeah. So, but I haven't taken that to a tournament, and I imagine the general meta has changed enough since then that people have a counter to that. And it was funny, we were talking about Warp Charge Gaming earlier. Yeah. Really good YouTube channel. Sorry to promote other YouTube channels on your own YouTube channel.
I'll edit this out. It's fine.
But he, or one of the guys on there at least, I remember seeing ran a really similar list. And it was like two Flows, 2 light launchers, and a champion and load of Poxwalkers. And that seemed to be really
really strong.
Yeah, really strong. But I wouldn't necessarily know whether to say that that's a gatekeeping list in Kill Team as a broad general thing. But for us, it was for a while. And I stopped taking it because it wasn't that fun. Or even we go back to it's kind of similar to what we were saying earlier about Barrett with his Land Raider when we first got into 40k.
Yeah.
It just became a thing of, okay, he's the first person to have a model that has this amount of wounds. Now we have to beat it. And it was like, taking a Land Raider in general 40k is not a gatekeeping thing, but for us it was.
Yeah, sure.
So
in our local meta.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So I feel like potentially we had some.
Okay.
but I wouldn't feel confident enough to say this is the gatekeeping list of Kill Team as a whole.
Okay.
But I'd be interested to hear what your one,
my professional thoughts.
What your professional thoughts are.
Well, what about you guys first? Do you have a similar, or do you have, or do you want to say this guy's a nutter?
Yeah.
What's he talking
I think
about?
because of the way we play Kill Team, it's not indicatively competitive in that we take super hard meta defining lists.
Yeah.
We often take things that will be more entertaining. That's just more of what we've generally gone for.
But that's when we're doing the podcast, right? Not when we're going to tournaments. And things
exactly.
I think recent episodes, maybe some haven't come out yet, I've started to take more.
Yeah, we have been
towards
been shaped by the tournament
especially
experience.
with the Tyranid style stuff. I try and just get as close to.
I was just about to ask that actually. Why don't you take competitive lists? Like for the podcast specifically?
I think that was a decision that it was almost like an unspoken decision that we made quite early on. And it was due to the fact that doing the audio only podcast, doing the audio only battle reports is kind of something so different, at least from what Kill Team had at the moment. I've heard a few people have recommended a couple of podcasts that did audio only battle reports for like Age of Sigmar and things, but that wasn't their sole thing. That was just a podcast that did them as episodes. So we also wanted to offer different things up, and we did feel like it when you was watching on YouTube a lot of battle reports. There were if people knew the number one nailed on most competitive list for each faction, we kind of felt like people might not want to tune in to hear another Plasma Spam Astra Militarum list. Okay. So we kind of got into the habit of, the podcast called Chill Team. Like we were kind of relaxed with it and trying to be more entertaining. So I think that's why we do it. But maybe I think now that we've started, going to tournaments and things, we will maybe start branding certain episodes as this is a more competitive
try hard team
thing. Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Trademarked.
You can take that. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
we did one not that long ago before the Warboard tournament, me versus Reese, and we were essentially taking
your tournament list.
Tournament lists. Yeah. Like the list I used in that was one of the lists I could have taken in my roster.
Yeah.
And Reese done me turn one.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. It's a pretty memorable episode.
I suppose if every list was tailored like that, then you could potentially have more episodes where that could happen.
I think it was just for now that we do the podcast, we generally, this is most of our gaming time. Is the podcast.
Yeah.
So because of us doing that for the podcast, it now just turns out that most of our gaming time is non-competitive, really. Now that we are starting to do the tournaments and things, we have to try and carve out somewhere to start doing that. But I think that's why we've done that at first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, sorry to just interrupt you. Terrible interviewing technique. But back to the question of gatekeeping lists. Do you feel same as what Joe said, or
with my limited experience of tournaments?
Don't say that. Just say you know everything.
With my limited,
they respond well.
Yeah,
we want
I know
people to
everything
listen
about
to the
Kill
podcast.
Team.
Yeah,
I know everything. In my experience, I have lost a sum total of 4 times at tournament. Take that as you will. 2 of which were to the same faction.
Mm-hmm.
That for me, I would say that I lost the worst to them. Therefore, I would assume that they are the best. Thus setting my bar at that faction.
Okay.
What faction was that?
So
it happens to be Tau.
We're going
that's a good
we're going a step further than local meta, and we're going to personal meta.
Personal meta. But that being said, they are also a upper echelons level kill team. So perhaps the bar shouldn't be set at the top of the staircase, but more halfway up.
It depends how well you want to do. Because if you want to get to the top, if you want to be walking away with that gold, mate, you've got to go to the top of the staircase.
You know at some point you're probably going to play Tau.
Yeah.
At whatever tournament you go to.
Yeah.
And you know they're going to be fairly strong and they play a specific way. If you can beat Tau, then you're probably going to beat half the people at the tournament.
Well, that's the same for knights, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of
it's
that
like
being
Knights
the bar.
and 6 Flyer Eldar Death, which is worse.
Are they currently winning tournaments?
Well, they are
do.
kind of are the
Okay.
they are that benchmark, really.
Okay, so I'm behind the times in saying that knights.
Well,
are
it's
the
sort of them
benchmark.
and Knights.
I would still go.
You're
I'd
going to
still
see
lean
both.
towards Knights. Yeah,
And
Knights
especially
are the-
Renegade Knights now as well. But we're getting
Oh,
off
yes.
topic.
No,
Yeah.
indeed.
There are no Knights in Kill Team, and there is
One-
only Kill
one day
Team.
there will
One
be.
day,
One
I don't know.
day.
You seen this guy on the table?
Yeah, good point.
It's close enough.
Sad
Close
enough.
enough.
Just bring in one armature. It's fine.
You could get an armature. Anyway, let's not get too far off.
Yeah, we do that a lot as well. We just go off. So I'm sorry
Tangents.
about that.
That's fine. It's not like I had.
So the answer to your question, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
I have no idea.
All right. Do you echo that?
I was going to say Tau. Yeah, it seems
Okay,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty. You need to be able to.
You need to be able to. You need to have
to be
an
able to-
answer on your roster for Tau, and then hopefully also on your roster an answer for everything else that
Yeah.
isn't Tau,
Yes.
that plays the opposite of Tau.
I haven't played Tau at a tournament, so
It sucks.
I don't feel.
Yeah,
maybe that's why my answer was so different.
I mean, I did
Right.
the Bad Moon one we just went to. Didn't do as bad as I thought I was going to do against Tau, but it was still very much an uphill struggle.
That was the struggle.
Right.
Yeah.
It was so hard, and it was almost from the get go. I was like, oh, this is. We already know how this is going to go.
Yeah, and you did lose, to be clear. Like,
Yeah.
At Bad Moon, none of us beat Tau.
Tau, no,
I suppose you should probably clarify. I wasn't at the Bad Moon.
Okay,
I
get
was
that in there
just-
quickly.
it would have got you too.
If you'd been there, you'd have flown through him. No
But
doubt.
technically, I guess I also haven't beat Tau because I haven't played Tau at a tournament. So
Okay. Okay.
there's that.
Okay.
But
So
we
you-
did have Reese, so a lot of our prep was for Tau as well. But I think
true.
it was just
He
Different
plays
Tau.
an interesting list. He had a
Yeah, he
crisis
doesn't
suit
quite
in
have
his,
the-
doesn't he?
Yeah. He just doesn't have the model range.
Doesn't have the list.
Right.
I think he just likes to go with what he finds fun as well, and it
His
goes
heart
back to
tells
what we
him.
were saying earlier. Yeah,
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so you're kind of saying that when it comes to a gatekeeping list, you haven't thought about it, is what you're saying.
Not massively.
Well, in a
That's
way,
fine,
but,
that's
but I don't think. I also like thinking about it now. I would still say I think that I don't think there is a definitive one.
Okay.
The meta does shift very quickly.
It does.
Especially with like the advent of, obviously, it went to Arena, then it went to Elites,
Yes.
and you're constantly getting all these updates. So the meta shifts fairly rapidly.
What do you mean constantly getting updates? We haven't had anything for Kill Team.
Well, you know,
I've got to get my gripes in.
Well, we
We've,
just had an FAQ.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Where
that
they
for
taught
next
you how to
year till
half
we get
your.
something else.
They taught you
But I
how
mean-
to half your model count.
Yeah.
So
well, Elites in general, it shifted the game.
Yeah.
Oh,
It has shifted the game. And
No doubt.
had you asked me the same question several weeks ago before Elites, which is more than several weeks, but don't count.
When are we recording this?
I still
can't
wouldn't.
believe this didn't get uploaded for 4 months.
Yeah, what?
I still wouldn't have known
Oh, okay. That's fair.
what say the benchmark would be.
So I think, as someone that has been paying far too much attention,
You
to
are
Kill
deep
Team,
in it, aren't you? You are.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have anything amusing to say to that, so I'm just going to keep going.
all right.
So, from my perspective, and again, this is coming back to the meta list thing I was saying about Harlequins.
Yeah.
From my view, the very first list that people said this is the best list
The kill team list.
was Death Guard.
Okay.
It was Death Guard. I can't remember, like apparently some YouTuber, I can't remember who came up with the list, which was, I think what you said, it was the kind of 2 flails.
Yeah. 2 blind launchers.
Yeah, and then filling up
A
those with
champion and then
Poxwalkers.
Poxwalkers.
And that for a while was kind of the list,
Okay.
which then very quickly evolved to being countered.
Yeah.
And so the second list was Guard Plasma Spam.
Yeah.
Because what else is better at taking out T5 than Plasma Spam?
Yeah.
Then, how do you beat Plasma Spam?
Invulnerable saves.
Harlequins. Exactly. So I feel like Harlequins were actually one of the first lists
That was the
that
big.
became a meta,
Yeah.
if that's the term we want to use,
Yeah.
to beat the current meta.
Yeah.
So they were the counter meta.
Yeah.
And then you had to beat Harlequins. And how do you beat Harlequins?
Mortal wounds.
It's That's not what I was going to say.
I mean, that
actually.
could work. That
All
could
right,
work.
all right. I was going to say Weight of Fire.
Are you?
Well, same.
You're just trying to
Same
make.
difference.
You're just trying to get Grey Knights in there somewhere.
Yes. Superior.
Where
No,
they
but you're
do
right.
not belong.
You're right. Grey Knights have a good matchup against
They do.
Harlequins. That is very
Low
true.
model count.
People didn't go that way.
No, they didn't.
People didn't go that way. They went
they suck.
Tyranids.
Yes.
And Tyranids, I feel, have been dominant as a horde army
Yeah.
for quite a while.
They have.
And
still
the
up
list
there.
has changed. You know, like obviously we had Miguel from LVO, I believe, who ran and, you know, popularized the 19 Gaunts, 1 Warrior list, which is really strong list.
Yeah.
And that's at 100 points. And that has evolved a bit, and people are now saying 2 Warriors. So you've got the redundancy in the synapse.
Yeah.
And then as many gaunts as you can. But it's essentially the same. It's getting as many guys on the board so that it doesn't really matter if you kill people because you have enough around you that, you know.
That's the list I took to the War tournament.
2 Warriors.
2 Warriors and Gaunts.
Yeah.
Do you manage to get 19 at 125?
It's 8.
18?
No, I think.
No,
you,
I had.
Were you not
I
at
had 20 at 125.
20 total models?
Yeah, 20.
Okay, so
yeah.
2 Warriors, 18.
18 gaunts,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at 125, obviously that's incredibly strong. You did come second,
Yeah.
with that list. And I don't know. So obviously Tau currently are
The
dominating, I guess.
So so where in your little kind of
My
thought
head.
process there
Yeah.
that you had, where did Tau fit in to that?
Yeah, so Tau were always known as being a strong faction because they have the ability to use, you get the 3 rail rifles in the list, comms demo sniper, you're commsing them, you're doing good with them.
Yeah.
And they've always been there, they've always been known. But from my perspective, nobody was ever really saying Tau are the best.
Yeah.
No.
But they are. To be clear, they are. They are because you can drone spam and drones fly, and you can save your protocols, so you're never losing. Effectively, your big killing guys.
Yeah.
You can basically kill. You're guaranteed almost 2 kills a turn of anything with your rail rifles. But for some reason, in anywhere outside of my personal Discord, I don't see people saying Tau are the ones.
You
Which
got to
is
watch out for Tau.
Yeah. And suddenly, I mean, even for me, I'm more scared of facing 20 models on the board. That to me is a gate list.
Yeah.
Whereas Tau, even though they're the ones winning, I don't consider a gatekeeping. I don't know why. Am I wrong, guys?
Is that just due to the amount of times you see it?
Possible.
Because there's always the tournaments I've been to, there's been 1, possibly 2 Tau players.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Tau isn't the most popular faction,
Which is weird.
but Tyranids are a very popular
It
faction.
seems that way.
So all of a sudden, them having access to the meta list is now in abundance, as well as also being very good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, certainly before Elites came out, Thousand Suns, I always thought they were really strong, especially in Arena. I thought they were really top tier in Arena, but I never saw them. Nobody ever ran them.
It's because no one wants to paint them. That's why. That comes into it as
Too
well.
involved.
In all
it does.
seriousness,
Yeah,
that does come into it, especially when you're talking about tournaments and stuff.
Yes.
I know there's you're not winning any painting competitions at you're not entering Golden Demon or whatever with just going to a local tournament, but people still, I think, want to look at their 20 odd models or whatever to get on their command roster and go, I'm going to enjoy painting that.
Yeah, sure.
So I think that maybe does come into it, especially maybe not with the Tau thing. I don't think people are particularly don't want to paint Tau, but Thousand Suns, people don't want to paint Thousand Suns for the most part. I don't think they're quite detailed to paint and a lot more effort than painting 20 Tyranids.
I had them, and I think I fully painted 1 Thousand Suns model. I just couldn't be fucking bothered.
Yeah, so that's what we had them on the first episode of Chill Team, and that was Barrett.
But they just got wrecked, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is that partly why you didn't play them again?
No. A big part of it was
you do have You do that sometimes.
Yeah.
If you get destroyed, it can just be like right there out the window.
A big thing was the painting though. Like I just couldn't be bothered because I bought them for 40k.
Yeah.
And I was really into it. And
Imagine that. He bought them for 40k, tried to paint a kill team and went, oh, no.
Because I asked 2 different people for quotes for sort of commission painting because I just really couldn't be bothered. I was like, oh, it's more hassle than it's worth.
You sold them.
Yeah, sold
Yeah,
them.
Got rid of them.
Fair. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's interesting though, because like you say, I don't even when we're talking about Harlequins and Death Guard and Tau and Tyranids, see a lot of people talking about all of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Thousand Sons, even when they were, as you say, doing quite well in arena and
I mean,
things like
they're
that.
better now in elites.
At 125.
Yeah, 125 with the second power and
Yeah. 100.
not so much.
They've been nerfed in the sense that 100 they don't get anything really.
Yeah.
Because getting that Terminator into that list means you're losing so many models. And I don't think it's really worth the second mortal wound, potential mortal wound in the psychic phase. Whereas every other faction has gotten something, so they've effectively been nerfed,
Yeah.
which sucks. I think actually Thousand Sons probably came out the worst from.
That's good to hear from a Grey Knight player.
Yes, yes,
hear.
no, definitely. Oh, Grey Knight's just got a straight buff,
I know.
just straight 2 mortal wounds.
Loving it.
And how have your results been?
Exceptional. I had a lot of fun.
You had a lot of results.
There were many results.
Excellent.
Hey, I won. I beat one of these gate lists.
Oh, wow.
I'll have you know.
Who did you beat with the Grey Knights? So you took the Grey Knights to the first to the War Ball.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Many mistakes on my part, but
Taking Grey Knights being the first
I
one.
don't regret it. I did score a win against a guard player who had some plasma action going on,
Yeah.
as well as what's her name? Bias Pawn.
Bias Pawn.
Bias Pawn.
Bias Pawn.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, we've
We've tried so
Google that.
hard. We've tried so hard to not get this demonetized. And look what you've done.
We're going to be Googling that now.
Somehow managed a victory against that.
Okay.
I was very happy. So I came away from that feeling happy.
That's an interesting point, actually. So I've got a question. I'm
dear.
spinning it back onto you.
Okay.
And you guys can answer if you want, but I talk to you all the time. The Blackstone Fortress inclusions in certain lists, specifically the guard lists.
Okay.
Do you think they've buffed lists in many ways? Because when we went to that Warball one, both the guard lists there had that
Pious Vaughan.
had Pious Vaughan in.
It's a very strong model for 15 points.
I hadn't thought about that at all. I hadn't thought about people including that at all. So do you see that much or?
So you're specifically asking, has Blackstone Fortress buffed the people that can take them, which is Imperial Guard and AdMech, who can take UR025
Yeah,
for
he
anyone that is.
Yeah, I mean, not
yeah, a little bit.
not Servants of the Abyss or whatever. They're their own
No,
thing.
they're their own thing. You can also take Ryan and Rouse,
You can.
who were the little half
I've used
the hobbits.
I've used them on the podcast. They were
Oh,
fun.
did you?
They were a laugh.
Oh,
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah,
they were
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I don't think particularly competitive, other than they may, if people aren't aware of what they do,
They have some interesting rules.
They have some really interesting rules, and they may just throw your opponent off a little bit on whether they should even deal with them or what they should do for them, because they do have some really interesting stuff going on. So that was fun. But I didn't use Vice Pawn. I used I chucked Rain and Rouse, and I had Yanis Drake or whatever his name is as the commander.
Oh yes,
yeah.
you guys.
he
played
didn't
commanders.
he didn't really do anything, but
No, okay. Well, I mean, now I feel like for Imperial Guard, complete side note, Eisenhorn, get a Psycho in there.
Yeah.
Probably the way to go, and a mind control.
yeah,
I think Eisenhorn's probably really good for them.
yeah, because they needed
I don't
a
play
buff.
commanders.
They needed a buff, didn't they?
Yeah.
Imperial Guard. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
As if Sly Marbo wasn't enough.
Yeah. I still
5
haven't.
point Slime Arbo.
I still we haven't used Slime Arbo, so I've I have a friend who's gonna come on the podcast who's a Catachan player,
Okay.
and he has Slime Arbo, and and he has his team, and he's going to play. So we haven't used Slum Arbor on the podcast, but just reading the rules looks like a hell of a lot of fun to play that model. Could be real dangerous too, but also just looks like a lot of fun.
I think they did a really good job with all of the elites commanders.
Yeah.
Or the named ones that are legendary hunters. Not so much all of them, but the legendary hunters. They obviously thought about that. I don't know if they balanced it, but they obviously thought, hey,
I guess they're just
characterful.
Clearly not intending commanders to be like a tournament competitive thing. Right? That's where they're going to have a little bit more fun and a little bit more of that kind of stuff. I think we went off way on a
you
tangent.
asked me a question and I deflected it.
It was more about, but we still spoke about the Blackstone
Fortress.
Stuff, so.
I think that obviously did buff Guard because Pious Vaughn is something that Guard just don't have access to anything like that otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, her Flamer is Strength 5, AP -1. That's brilliant. That's a Grey Knight Incinerator right there on a 15-point model.
Yeah.
Jealous.
She gets an automatic Zealot ability, plus she is a Zealot.
Yeah.
So
there's a cool thing of Rain and Rouse is Rain, I think.
One of them.
Is a sniper specialist.
Correct.
No matter what you have, he just goes as well. You also get a sniper specialist. I believe it doesn't.
No, so he
can be a 4th specialist, but you can't have another sniper.
You can't have another sniper specialist, but I mean, you get an extra specialist there, like out of nothing. So
which is inherently good.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to say no to that, are you? And they're not that expensive either. You have to take both of them, but they're not that expensive.
I think they're 10 and 9, maybe?
Something like that, 10 and 8 maybe.
Something like that, yeah.
Which is
80 points sounds possible.
Good.
Yeah, but Pious Vaughn at 15, really good. And she gets, so no armor save, but feel no pain. 5 up. So...
Always nice.
Yeah, I think she's almost, unless you're doing something a bit funky, an auto include in Guard lists.
But that's I just hadn't even thought about that. Like, I got Blackstone Fortress and we keep meaning to do some more kill team style stuff that you can do, because it's so like usable with kill team. Like you can you can play kill team on it. You can use a lot of the models in there in kill team. So we keep meaning to do it and just haven't really gone that deep into it, but it just wasn't on my mind at all to think about those things. So I think maybe that comes back to even when, like, if you start getting models like that thrown into these like gatekeeper lists and things, then it's always just going to keep changing, isn't it?
Well, I think one of the advantages that Kill Team has over a larger game like 40k is that for the meta to advance, you have to build 10 models. As opposed to an army, which, okay, if you're playing knights, might be less than 10 models, but let's ignore that. And so the meta and what is a gatekeeping list, what isn't, can change pretty fast compared to other games, I would say. And if I wanted to liken it to card games, where obviously you don't have to build anything, well, the meta changes when you get a new release, which it does as well for Kill Team. If we ever get a new release ever again. We will, guys.
Do you know, I still see Elites as relatively new.
Yeah.
Probably not in the tournament scene.
No, I guess.
Well, actually, I think...
I just still think of it as like... maybe it's just because I just feel like it added quite a lot of stuff, so...
I mean, when did it release?
It was in the summer. I know. It was like...
June? No, that's...
It was June or July. It was June or July. I'm sure it was.
Wasn't it September? Oh, maybe.
I feel like it was earlier.
Some months ago.
Yeah.
Earlier this year.
It wouldn't have been earlier than May. It might have been May, but it wouldn't have been earlier than May.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No, so actually it released at an interesting time when there weren't really many tournaments. Certainly not on the, like, on the scale that we have now, or LVO or any Adepticon.
Yeah.
It released after Adepticon. It released just when... SoCal? No, not SoCal. No. There are so many acronyms. Just keep saying BAO, Bay Area Open.
Okay.
It released like the week before that, and they decided to allow it. I remember it now. I don't remember when BAO was, though.
Yeah.
And that was the last big tournament that was, publicized in some way that the public could actually consume it.
Yeah.
that was it. We've had a complete dearth of tournaments until now when we had Nova. Did you guys tune in to Nova? Were you hyped for that? Do you know what happened?
I haven't really. I know Barrett, you've been kind of keeping more up to date with it. I think
I
than
tuned into a lot of bits. Watched your
Yeah, we watched Andrew talk
bits
about
and
it.
bobs.
yeah.
Who's he? I'm glad Soph did.
Yeah, we don't say the A word.
Cut that out.
We don't say the A
Oh, well,
word.
I'm going to go sit with Reese.
You're fired. Get off.
I've only since we started going to the tournaments and then started properly watching
Yeah.
field videos. I only really started taking proper notice of.
The actual
free.
scene outside
Yeah.
of you four people.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
whenever I talk about it, it sounds like super weird and introverted, I think, because most people do just, once they get into this thing, they just want to go out into see what the whole thing, like what everyone's doing and into all the tournaments and stuff. I always, with 40k anyway, I always found it quite overwhelming to get into. So I think that's why coming into Kill Team.
This is what I wanted to put a pin in.
Oh, yeah.
You guys having your own
Little
thing
circle.
and effectively, well, I guess if I'd never contacted you in the first place, you
Probably still should have
possibly
been there, yeah.
would have never gone outside your little four-man team. But obviously, I contacted you and then I said, hey, there's a tournament
Yeah.
at Warboard. Do you guys want to come? And you did.
Yeah.
And since then, I mean, I don't know, maybe you guys were getting the itch anyway and you were going to go out on your own.
Yeah, it was one of those things, I think, where I know that definitely Barrett, like, you've always spoke about wanting to go into tournaments and things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I was, I kind of needed the push, I guess. I kind of needed, and then when you're like, oh, here's a tournament here, and I'm like, I've been to Warball. Warball's nice. Let's go and play some Kill Team. Like, then just get into it. And I think it is just a case of finding it a little bit overwhelming to get into at first.
Yeah, it definitely felt. Yeah. More.
There's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
And I think also you see a lot of people kind of always online, at least in Facebook groups and things like that sort of talking about how they don't have a little group of people that they can play with regularly.
Yeah.
Whereas
well, this
we've
is
always
exactly
had,
what I want to get onto.
yeah, we've always had us.
Friends.
So, yeah. We've always had a group of friends, like at minimum 4 of us, which it seems quite big
That's good
actually.
enough.
That we'd always be up for playing whatever. And outside of that, we actually, I would say, all have a certain group of friends that would be up for chiming in and having a go at a game, even if they're not super into it. So we've always had this group of people around us that we're able to play when we want to play.
Right.
So I think that's probably why it took us as long as it did to take the leap into tournament stuff,
Yeah,
because we
not
never
really
felt
had
the
to.
need to
Compete.
leave, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm slowly moving over towards this is because one of the big things is that I'm currently thinking about in a general sense is that, I mean, certainly for me personally, but I feel in general as well possibly, is that we're almost at the point where we don't quite know what Games Workshop is going to do with Kill Team. And for a game to survive, once a company stops releasing things for it, it's very much up to the community to take over. And I'm not saying we have to create new rules or new units or anything crazy like that. But what we do have to do is play games. Right? I feel that's a pretty easy statement to make.
Yeah.
And so at my local Warboard, because I know the staff there relatively well, I know how much Kill Team they sell, right? And I know how few people play Kill Team in the store.
Yeah.
And Warboard doesn't have like the highest reduction in cost.
Yeah.
It's not like the people were buying it there because it was cheap and then they go and play back at their home club. They were buying it there because they're local.
Yep.
And because that's where they would play if they did play outside. I just can't find them. So as people that have been enclosed in your own scene, what do you feel people that want to find more players to keep the game going kind of could do to reach out and entice you over? Huge question. I'm not going to edit out the silence.
Yeah,
though,
that's right.
so
I feel like I've got an answer,
Okay,
but I
go,
feel like I've
go.
overpowered a lot of this interview. That's all I'm.
No.
That's why we bring you.
Yeah.
So you guys don't need to talk. I can ask a funny question next.
We'll do a funny question
that would be
after.
good.
Okay, yeah.
We'll get Reese in for the funny question.
Yeah.
So my thing with that is that there's such a big community online that I don't think it's too difficult to reach out to people, even if they aren't. If people are interested in going outside of their little circle, they will know where to go. But with us, even though we've all largely played together, we would go down to our local is Wayland rather than Warble.
Okay. Yeah.
But we would play at Wayland, and if someone came over and was like, oh, there's a tournament this weekend, if you guys are up for it, like I see you playing Kill Team.
Yeah.
I think we probably would have got the nudge quicker that you gave us.
Yeah.
But that never happened.
No, every time we went there, they'd kind of mention something about some 40k tournaments, but I don't.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like
complete contradiction to what you just said.
Well,
They did do that.
Well, I'm talking about.
no,
I never noticed that personally. Then, if you guys were getting offers, then
I think we probably
message
had
didn't
an offer
look at
once.
me.
Yeah, one time I think we had an offer.
yeah. Well, yeah.
And
Not
So
every
you
time,
laughed at
but-
them.
Like,
Come on, mate.
I think he was like, it's Kill Team doubles. And that's why.
Oh, okay, that's
and we were kind of like, what? And then we was like, what? And then we just dismissed him.
yeah.
From the
I'll
time.
just we'll
Go
let us
away.
know. Please
Go on.
leave.
No, I don't feel like they advertise things very well there.
Yeah. But this is coming down to like actual local
everywhere,
stuff. But what I'm
everywhere
saying
doesn't
is,
advertise things well.
Yeah.
Like every single store I go to and talk to, like obviously Warble, Bad Moon, they really struggle to get the word out.
yeah.
Like it's just really hard, and,
I
and
also
they're in a really
think-
tough position.
I also think, to be honest, like it's a kind of a hard thing to answer because for us specifically, or at least I talk for myself. I don't want to talk for everyone, but I was, and we have spoken about this. That I, as I say, was kind of intimidated by tournament play and things like that. So unfortunately, I think the way to get people that think like that out to tournaments is for them to eventually take that plunge and
Just go to a tournament.
and realise it's not that scary. Actually, it's quite fun. So like, even if you don't need to worry about taking the strongest possible list and things like this. You can still, if your thing is having fun while you're playing and taking a list that you like, you can still go to a tournament and not be intimidated. Like, that's fine. But I feel like, for me anyway, I just needed to go to a tournament and experience that to realise that.
What do you think about? So this is kind of a tough one. So obviously, whenever you think of a tournament is a competitive thing. Like
Yeah.
you win something, and therefore people take it seriously.
Yeah.
Something I'm currently thinking with another game, not Kill Team, but possibly Kill Team in the future, is an event instead of a tournament.
Okay.
But I don't know how do
to
you
just-
pitch that? Like, so it's people coming together to play. You might win something, but that's not really the point.
Well-
You want to get a lot of people that played the same game there at the same time so that you can effectively,
Build a
separately
community.
from the store, who obviously
Yeah.
has their own struggles and tries to, build Facebook pages and stuff, but you don't get access to the Facebook page, so you can't build your own community there. But, effectively grab a load of people and say, hey, I've got a WhatsApp group. Do you want to join it? And I'll tell you when I'm playing.
Yeah.
Like
Prizes.
what sort of tournament? Yeah,
Equal participation.
sure.
I mean,
I think at that
Yeah.
sort of level.
if it was somewhere like Wayland, which is just down the road from us, I'd go there just for like an event day for fun. But if we're traveling, sort of say Warble or Bad Moon, I want to get something out of it.
You want
Okay.
you want something on the line.
Yeah.
I want
Okay.
a bit more
fair.
silverware.
That's fair.
Yeah. But then I feel like
And if you're paying entry to it as well, I want to get.
if you pay an
if you
entry,
pay
it's a different, if you
entry,
pay an entry, it's a
yeah,
different thing.
yeah,
There should be
yeah.
something
I kind of
on the
agree.
line if you're paying entry. But
Yeah.
I do think that I would be more personally anyway at definitely a few months ago before our first tournament, I'd be way more inclined to go to something like that, where it's just like a friendly kind of event
icebreaker
of people. Yeah. So what I think could be good is, so this is going to sound like a weird analogy, but I promise it makes sense.
Okay.
In my head, it makes sense.
All right.
So when I was like younger, which is everything that's already happened, I've always been younger, but I was like into like skateboarding, and I had friends who were BMXers and things like that. So we'd go to competitions, like a BMX competition or a skateboarding competition, and you'd get timed runs similar to Tony Hawk's, if people remember playing Tony Hawk's.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd get like scored on the tricks you were doing and all this. Yeah. But I never felt good enough to do that, and was, again, very intimidated. I'm starting to realise a lot about myself, actually. But I would go, and there would be areas there where if you weren't taking part, you could just go and you can just go and skate over there with a bunch of people. And there was a bunch of people there that aren't taking part, but they're here and you meet people and get to know this little community. So I feel like if there was a kill team event, that it could have a tournament in it.
Yeah.
But there was also, it was advertised that just come along and get involved in this thing, and you could just play a normal game. You don't have to enter the tournament. You don't have to feel like you're playing a top tier, like nailed on gatekeeper list. You can just come and meet a bunch of people and play some kill team. I think that could work. Okay. Do you agree or not?
So no, obviously it's a great idea.
Yeah.
But it's relies on the fact that you can get enough people to that event that people can do different things.
Yeah.
You know, so if you get 4 people turn up, it's like, well,
these
you
two
kind of
want
have to
to do
play.
the tournament.
Yeah.
That's
But
another
if
thing.
you get 20 people, then you can have some guys over there painting,
Yeah.
building the new models, or just doing a list build.
But do you think that? I guess we won't know until something is actually advertised like that.
Yeah.
Like, because I haven't seen anything that's advertised like that. It's either a tournament or it's not at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that could work.
I think that's probably because the tournament is kind of the baseline. Everybody knows what that is.
Yeah.
And we're not having that many round London, really. I mean, not that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Surprised. I don't know if we just don't see it, but a lot
be.
of like the local GWs and stuff just.
They run the
GW.
campaign, don't they? They did the campaign, and I'm sure they'll run another one at some point.
Obviously, I know you get the big Warhammer World one, but you'd think sort of the local stores would do like a mini one, especially for something like Kill Team.
Well, I think it's because they're one-man stores, and I don't know about your local one, but ours only has like 2 tables, and they're not full-size tables.
Yeah. I was
They're
like,
like
true.
3x3s or 4x4s or something.
Yeah.
Well, we got
That's like, you
there's
can't
some
really run a
decent
tournament.
tables in our one, but yeah, it's
Oh,
still
okay.
just a one-man show over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be able to organise all sorts of things. And from what I can tell, like, I don't know much about the inner workings of GW and their stores and things, but they don't tend to get much help from GW.
It's a franchise, isn't it?
Yeah, they are kind of just
It's what it is.
you're on your own sort of
Yeah.
thing with that kind of stuff. So, you know, you'd think maybe they would, but if they
I mean,
haven't
we're kind of lucky enough at that point that they even have a tournament pack. Like,
well,
because
Yeah.
there's no reason they don't have to make that.
Yeah.
So
I
at least
feel-
giving the sort of breadcrumb trail to these
Yeah.
other stores to be able to do it is a
So I
It's
think
something.
I mean, this TO pack thing is a new thing. I think kind of since Shadespire started, or did they have TO packs before that?
I'd never seen of it before.
So
Yeah.
that seems to me to be a direct result of new GW trying to get a little bit of the market share from Fantasy Flight Games.
yeah.
Who obviously just, I don't know if you guys have played any Fantasy Flight games like X-Wing or anything, but they are so much better at fostering a community and a competitive tournament scene.
I'll tell
like they
you-
just do really well.
Every time I've seen an X-Wing event going on,
Yeah.
number one,
buzzing, isn't it?
rammed,
Yeah.
absolutely rammed.
Yeah.
Like there was one also happening alongside the
Yes.
War Ball tournament, right?
There was, yeah.
Yeah.
That was random. That was random.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they were meant to be going to France for nationals, but what's that train?
Eurostar.
The Eurostar had shut down for the day, so the
just
owner
like,
was like, "Oh, well, come here instead. You can play a small mini tournament with us for free."
Yeah.
That's why that happened.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
But even so, can you imagine enough of a kill team community all getting on the Eurostar to go to France to play? Like, it just doesn't. Like, it seems like with X-Wing and things like that, like, whenever I've seen an event going on for that, it's rammed and it's buzzing. And it's it's a big thing. So maybe we need to ask them what they're doing.
I think that's partly accessibility.
Yeah.
X-Wing is a game.
Yeah.
40k kill team is a hobby.
True.
You don't have to build anything in X-Wing. You don't have to paint anything. It's all
Though
done.
a lot of them do.
Some of them do, yeah. But
yeah,
in kill team, you have to.
It's a boxed product, and you just you go.
Yeah.
So obviously, that's appealing to a lot of board gamers and war gamers, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of hits that little
weird niche.
Like
grey
Games
area.
Workshop has had some strong communities in the past. Like I play a lot of Blood Bowl.
I was going to say Blood Bowl.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I played Blood Bowl for a very long time.
Yeah.
On and off with different groups.
Yeah.
Sometimes competitive, sometimes, and then obviously the PlayStation and Xbox took it and it went a bit mad. But that, like going back to what you said earlier about once the game almost stales.
Yes.
That game in particular was
That
kept
game did
alive.
really well.
It was kept alive by the community.
Yes.
And the living rule book became a thing.
Yeah.
And obviously by that time, the meta is almost fixed.
Because
there's no new things. It is what it is. And because of that, a different kind of, say, tournament actually came about. I don't know how much you know, but
not too much. I know that the community for Blood Bowl just took it.
Yeah,
They said,
they were
"We're
just
doing
like, this is ours
You've
now.
abandoned us.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, it has actually gone back the other way now as well.
Right.
Like everyone's happy with the current. But the tournaments that came about, each army is given a specific number, essentially, because there is the low shit tier army that's really, really bad. And then there's up to it's unbalanced in almost every way.
Right.
But because of that, you can score more points by playing a shit army.
Okay.
So obviously if the meta ever does shift
You have to rethink.
and stales,
okay.
it's still possible to keep it competitive and lively and almost more accessible.
Sure.
Because all of a sudden you can play the shittest army there is
And possibly still win.
and possibly still win even though you do average
Right.
because you're rewarded for doing that.
I think that's really impressive that Blood Bowl managed to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so many games get abandoned by a company and just die,
Yeah.
don't they? I mean, had you guys heard of Adeptus Titanicus being a thing up until they re-released it?
Just epic.
Yeah. So I knew
I mean-
Epic. Yeah.
No one played it though.
No,
Like,
of course
it was a thing and
Yeah, and that was even something that I just had randomly stumbled on people talking about on the internet at some point. Like, it wasn't like I saw a big thing about it. It was like within some kind of forum discussion about something else.
I just used to
Someone must
use
have
it for
mentioned
reference for like the Tyranids that weren't out yet. So you'd be like, oh, what maybe is the next Tyranid thing? You go look at Epic and you're like, oh, there's this one called this and this one called that. And then you're kind of like, they don't make those yet. And you're like, maybe they will.
Yeah. But I mean, the community just dropped that. And it's really interesting that Blood Bowl stayed. And I don't know how the community managed that. Also, just to point out,
The commitment.
I don't think that Kill Team is dead in the same way that those games are dead.
Oh, no, not at all.
Obviously.
Not at all.
Yeah, I was going to say,
we're
I
talking
was
very
like,
negative about
Yeah.
this. Not at all. Games Workshop, firstly, is still
what
supporting
we
the
were talking
game.
about.
It's like we know sisters are coming,
Yeah,
like 100%.
yeah.
We've just had Blackstone Fortress Escalation.
Yeah.
We know those are going to get Kill Team rules in the White Dwarf. So, it's not dead at all. So
think
that
it's quite-
whole thing just sounded really negative.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be a positive
It was,
outlook
it
on
was.
something that could potentially become negative one day. But it
Yeah.
won't.
But can
Because
continue to be positive.
the community is
despite the
incredible.
Yeah.
It's just the Britishness coming across.
We are
Cynics.
the way we have to look
no,
at things.
definitely.
Unfortunately.
The Americans have all tuned out.
yeah,
They're like,
now.
no.
we've lost our viewer base.
Yeah, you've lost our audience. I think, it's interesting actually, because just touching on the Blackstone Fortress stuff again, I wonder if the future of Kill Team is in other things tying into Kill Team. Like, I feel like they can keep it alive quite easily by things that they're releasing outside of Kill Team. They're releasing their own thing, Blackstone Fortress, and they're bringing new Sisters models out anyway. They always have White Dwarf where they can quite easily stick a new mission in or a new rule set in.
Even like campaign books and things like that. You suddenly throw in...
I just wonder if that's the long-term future of Kill Team. Rather than new books or like a chapter-approved type thing. Rather than that...
Another FAQ would be nice. I'm going to be honest. If they could ask for a few more questions, I'd be...
Was you not satisfied with...
how to divide seven.
Learning how to maths in the last one.
I mean, at least they're doing FAQs.
It's true, but like
That's
it does feel like there's...
We've had a few.
I'll tell you what.
Since the beginning.
I would be able to be that positive with you if it didn't seem so like that. There's just so many questions that people have asked a lot that weren't in there, and it just feels a bit... I'm like... where are you not getting these from? You know what I mean?
Well, I think that might be the community's fault. How many people actually send an email to GW?
True.
Let's be honest.
True.
Have you?
No.
Have you?
True. No. But
there you go.
But
they should know.
They should know.
All right. Okay.
Do they not listen to Chill Team? Death Denied should be more expensive. Do they not understand?
Not so much.
Do they not know?
We're going to skip that. Death Denied should not be more expensive. Anyway.
It shouldn't exist. Death Denied shouldn't exist. I'll put that out.
Wait, do you actually think that?
No,
Let's not get into it.
Okay. I don't actually think that.
Let's do it.
I don't actually think that. I just get... it's the worst one to have played against you, isn't it? Death Denied. It's just so...
It's a bit of hassle.
Yeah. At least with other factions, I have to roll for it. And you're like, I've got a chance. I've got a chance here.
They are the poster boy, aren't they?
Yeah. So...
And they sucked for so long.
But talking about that, okay, so talking about the poster boys and also is the future of Kill Team just GW porting in other rules? Mm-hmm. It kind of leads us to the question. Now, obviously, they haven't done it so far, but should we be following the updated codexes for Kill Team? I mean, the rules are completely different for Marines now in main 40k, which I think is a huge negative for Kill Team because obviously one of the big things about Kill Team was, hey, if you guide us, data sheets are the same. Yeah. You know how to play your Marine army because you've played an Intercessor there and you've played a Marine there.
Yeah.
It's the same over in 40k, just take them over. That is no longer the case. The Marines now have a lot of extra rules and I believe data sheets and points are different. Points have always been different, that's fine.
Did data sheets change much?
I don't know.
I don't know
play 40k.
I think if it's just things like rules, it's a little bit easier to get away with.
But would porting those rules over not in itself, just like it does for 40k,
refresh
benefit?
The game?
Benefit our meta.
Yeah, maybe, but it's another one where it's like certain rules and things in 40k. Like there are a lot of things in Kill Team that exist in 40k, but the Kill Team version is different slightly.
Yes, no, that's true.
So maybe you'd have to think that it wouldn't take them a long time to kind of Kill Teamify
tweak it.
The new rules though, and it's easy enough to put them out. So then it comes down to intention. Do you think they intend to do that? Because it feels
I don't. I don't think they're going to do it.
It feels like they don't because otherwise they would have. Because
I agree.
With all these Marine updates for 40k, they are doing it to hopefully sell more of their poster boy product that they love selling so much. And they'd sell even more if they did those updates in Kill Team.
So I'm not asking for new units necessarily, because obviously they've just had a new load of Primaris guys drop. But I'm saying,
just like the extra rules and what are the thing? What
bolter drill?
I feel like
strike thing,
the doctrine thing, the assault thing, and all that.
Combat.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
I can't remember what they're called. Is it combat doctrines?
Yeah.
Combat doctrines would maybe have to be reworked to actually fit into Kill Team. I don't know 100% how they work, but is it something to do with?
I think Devastator Doctrine is heavy weapons do they reroll ones or something like that?
Or
get an extra shot or something like that.
But then
turn
because you have specialisms, you could potentially end up with some duplicate rules there that start to render other things pointless. So there's say for example, if the Devastator Doctrine isn't reroll ones, it's
I don't know what it is. Yeah,
you can move and fire heavy weapons without
that could be it. Yeah.
without the penalty. I don't know if that's it.
No, sure.
But if it is, then
why take a heavy?
Well, why take a heavy specialist then? Because I'll just use my thing.
I think it's going to be hard for them to switch over, just for the way they actually packaged everything. So your one rulebook has all of the factions initially in it, and then obviously the next rulebook, say the commanders or the elites, has all this new stuff, and then obviously you've got your PDFs and your...
Sure. They're not releasing individual armies.
No.
They can't buff just Marines.
No. So
they have to buff
if we do get it,
it
will be a long way down the line.
Once everything has been re-released.
Like
and then it's basically Kill Team version 2.
Yeah. Well, version...
Well, yeah, they've been going for a while.
Yeah.
Under various guises.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, but I do... I think it does just come down to their intention. I don't think they intend at the moment to change Marines in Kill Team.
No, I don't think so either. I think the test will come when we get the next new release. Because, people kind of think this is essentially, because they're re-releasing the same codex under the same edition, they're kind of thinking, and I kind of agree, that this is effectively version 8.2. They've kind of they're rebooting.
Yeah.
So
almost.
we can assume the next codex will be another reboot. Oh, no, I agree. I think it's good.
That's not something they've done a lot in the past, where they've
they update the edition.
Yeah, normally it's like, give it 3 years,
but then
we'll make a new book.
It's crazy how people complain about it.
All the time.
Like, I've got to buy a new book and stuff. And it's like...
You were going to buy it anyway.
I was like, I just feel like, would you rather they just didn't update it? Like, I don't understand... I suppose people find a
long term, buy the digital download and it'll update for you.
Or just battlescribe it.
You don't even need the book. I mean, when do we ever use the book when we play 40k? When?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I do prefer to look through
I like books.
Physical book in front of me when I'm like planning the list or planning my army and getting to know the army. But when we're actually playing, it's so much easier to just flip the phone up, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I do agree, you've just bought a $2,000 army. Buy the £20 book. It's like, update it. It's fine.
Just funny.
It's
It's a funny hobby to get into if you're going to complain about, number one, updates, but spending money on the updates.
The thing that I think will probably have a large effect on Kill Team is the games like Shadespire that are almost, they run alongside this. And they are very similar, but different. And I do wonder if one peaks in popularity, that it may...
So they just go, that's the one we'll run with.
Maybe we port some of that in, maybe we don't. Because you think Warcry, just obviously not long been out, takes more of that sort of approach. It's got some ins and outs of its own.
No, you're right. Yeah,
but effectively, it's a skirmish game played with up to 20 models.
15. I think they did a really good job with Warcry. I prefer Kill Team. I'm happy to say that now. I've been to 2 Warcry tournaments, and I think Warcry does some really fun stuff.
It's a bit casual, I find. It can be a little bit...
You know what? I'm going to say... Yeah, it is. But actually, I have had more tactical games in Warcry than in Kill Team.
Yeah.
Not because of the rules, like the hard rules, but because of some of the objectives.
Objectives and missions, yeah.
They've got some really good ones in there that have made me think much more about positioning than Kill Team. In a different way. Obviously, with Kill Team, you have base size. You can't go past it. That's a big thing in Arena. But in a slightly different way, but that has been much more tactical, almost chess-like, which is bizarre for someone that hasn't played Warcry maybe, to look at, you just roll a bunch of dice. Yeah, you do. But actually, I've had some really complex games. Yeah, and they've always been my best games.
Yeah.
Just because they are so different to. I've rolled 4 6s. That feels good too, though. Obviously, I mean, I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Well, unless anyone else has how long have we been going?
I don't know exactly, but quite. It's a good
15
chunk.
minutes.
It's a good chunk.
Okay.
It's a good chunk of time here.
You have to leave at 8, right? Ish. Okay,
Ideally.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so fun questions. Female space marines, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up.
All right. Well, we're done. Okay, good game. Good game.
Yeah, I mean,
Done.
Have you looked at my Jakari list? Like,
yeah.
all over it.
All right.
all
All
over
right.
it.
Fair enough.
No, yeah, definitely. Like, I just think, why not? Like, I know there's people.
Because of the law.
I know there's people that are in the law, but look, moving forward, the way the world is, you're gonna need to accept that this is gonna happen, whether you want it to or not. And also, I find Marines quite boring to paint, and I feel like some different.
Paint a little shape on there.
Put a little bit. Some curvy Marines will be a lot
booty on it.
more interesting to paint, I think. But yeah, I think yes. No reason not to.
Okay. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
That was an easy one. Okay. That's normally the stickler that people kind of go, oh, well, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't get
If you'd
it.
asked Reese,
Mate,
he'd probably come up with something.
I'm saying female every faction.
Why not? Why not?
And
I agree.
no male sisters.
Can you imagine a little,
Definitely.
So what do we
little
think
awkward,
of that?
awkward little
this is
lipstick?
female.
Oh, that's my dream.
The Sisters of Battle do have some male.
They do.
They
Yeah, I'm
have some
saying
clerics
I'm
and
saying get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Out the door.
And we'll have female orcs. We already have female harlequins.
Eldor's got girls.
Female
Dark Eldor's
marines. Female robots. The lot. Why
Well, I
not?
think generally the robots are non-binary.
True.
Yes, we
True.
do not like to
Yeah.
pigeonhole
Yeah,
ourselves in any gender.
exactly.
Suppose
So,
with
you know,
the
I
Tyranids
apologise.
as well, they
Sorry.
breed in all
That's
sorts
true.
of...
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
But
I
I mean,
Asexual, probably.
There are some
This-
women in our world that would definitely be selected to be Space Marines.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
there's some men that you
Definitely
would
over me.
Yeah.
Like so.
There's some men that you would choose, and then there's about 10 females that would beat the shit out of him. So it's kind of like, not only can this thing be a super soldier, it can give birth to more of itself.
Terrifying.
I do
Almost
find
Tyranid.
it funny.
Like.
Tyranid,
Oh,
like.
yeah, Jesus.
I do find it funny that it's such a contentious topic.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
people,
So do I.
people get wound up about.
I mean, no, I know all of the arguments, both sides, actually,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
kind of interesting
I
to
have,
read why.
I have another point.
Yeah. go on.
Long hair is much nicer to paint.
Definitely. I'm sick of painting.
No one
like-
wants buzz cuts like constantly.
I'm sick of
Buzz cuts,
painting-
bowl cuts, that's all they've got. That's what everybody has.
I'm sick of painting Action Man.
Yeah.
Like I just
Yeah,
need
yeah.
Just Ken. Just constant Ken.
You know what?
Could
Also,
just do Space Walls though.
I can't paint stubble. So that's why I want women.
Yeah.
because it's like
Yeah,
just,
yeah, that's a good-
There you
good
go.
shout.
That blush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you
Whoa.
can you paint makeup?
I
you do a
painted some
glaze?
nice, I painted some nice lips on my Severina Rain.
yeah.
Bit lippy.
Yeah.
Been using that for weird things. Okay. All right. Well, that was an easy one.
Yeah.
I haven't prepared any other funny questions.
I was going to say,
do you
did
guys have funny
did
questions?
I was going to
for me?
say, were you expecting that to be a quick fire round? Because we all just said yes, like as if you had like loads.
No,
of
I
questions.
didn't. No, I had nothing else lined up. Okay, let's ask another one. Are you guys much into the law?
I'm getting there.
Getting there?
I'm
Okay.
trying to find my way
I've dabbled
into.
in, but
Dabbled?
Yeah.
Getting there? Dabbled?
It's Reese is the
Yeah.
He's the law guy. Okay.
Reese-
Reese over there is
Reese is in the
Right.
Black Library right now.
Yeah.
So
Reese is
web
the
way.
law guy for the podcast. So
Okay.
yeah, you haven't got the
Oh,
law
that's a
guy
shame.
on here.
That's a shame.
unfortunately.
Have you
But
guys ever gone so far as to read a 40k book?
I've listened to a few
Yes.
audiobooks.
Oh, okay, that counts.
I'll
count
audio
that.
books is what I was gonna.
Okay.
I actually just signed up to Audible
Oh, good.
last
So I'm
month.
not sponsoring the podcast, but can
last month.
if they want to give me money.
Yeah. Other audiobook platforms are available, I suppose. If they're
I've
not
never
sponsoring.
looked, but probably.
They got the best name, haven't they? Audible.
Yeah, they
no
do,
one else
yeah.
going to bother.
It's really good.
So I just got. There was a Dark Angels book that I wanted to listen to. So that was my first one that I've actually
Do you know what it was
listened
called?
to and completed. Can't figure out what it was called. It's the one that has Azrael. Is it Trials of Azrael? Is that a book?
Not sure.
Is that a book that exists? It's
Probably.
basically
Yeah,
has
sounds
Azrael.
like a-
Yes.
It has Grey Knights in it, and it's basically Azrael versus Khan for most of it.
Okay.
From
I read one that was
Chaos.
Grey Knights, and well, there was one Grey Knight.
a
and then
singular
there-
Grey Knight.
Yeah, a singular Grey Knight, because that's all you need. Because in the lore, they're beasts.
They're
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah,
I
they're
wish they
insane.
were.
I bet you're happy
If
that
only-
translated over to the to the
If
tabletop.
only they were represented as they should be.
What about you? Favorite? Do you have a favorite?
The ones I listened to, the
You were going with the Horus Heresy stuff. You went straight
okay.
into.
yeah, I
didn't
went
you?
straight in with that. And what was it? Was it the
The Burning of
Burning
Prospero
of
is normally
Prospero?
the one that
That was
most
pretty-
people go to.
good?
That's one of the ones I haven't.
Very
Or
good.
Did I?
Is it?
was
No, just-
the one
just that
before
whole
that? What was the one
Saga
before that?
is very nice.
Can confirm Trials of Azrael, narrated by Sean Barrett. So
Oh.
it was very good, very
Not
good.
really.
Any relation?
Unfortunately,
No?
not.
Oh,
None that I'm
shame.
aware of.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. That was last month, and that's my first full 40k
nice,
book.
nice.
experience.
I would. Did you and all read any?
I've read some. I've
Okay.
not
Do you
read
have a
them
favourite?
in order. I'm a bit retarded when it comes to reading.
That's fair.
So
You look it.
yeah, but I do listen
It's the
to
glasses. It is the
there are
yeah.
a few podcasts and YouTube channels out there
Okay. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I listen to often
Yeah.
that are very lore
That's
heavy.
actually what's helped me get more into actually what, because when we started gaming, it wasn't that I didn't care, but it was just like, okay, I want to get focused on this first and understand the game fully, and then maybe I'll be able to, because let's be honest, it's as far as 40k goes, it's the biggest like sci-fi universe lore thing out there. Like there's so much from it. I wouldn't have even know where to start with the books. So things like there's like YouTube channels and podcasts and stuff that help.
Yeah, so
Help
I've
me
drawn a lot of information from them.
Yeah.
So I know a fair amount about the lore for probably a lot of the factions.
For the videos that you've watched.
Yeah.
But
But
then
I
someone's
mean-
like, "Who's the Emperor?" You're like, I'm watching that one tomorrow.
yeah.
Shit.
I read the-
Wait.
Hold on.
Yeah, so I mean, I would have, if you asked me a question, I could probably have I'd probably give you like a blanket statement, but
Sure, yeah.
I couldn't say, oh, I've read this, I've read that.
No. Okay.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I was given 4 Horus Heresy books,
Okay.
and I read one,
There you go.
and
Okay.
I struggled to read it.
Oh, okay,
But I
fair.
very much enjoyed it,
Okay.
and then I started audibly listening to them.
Audible, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audible.
Yeah.
That's why I listen. I can't read.
I listen to them while commuting.
So obviously we all came from playing 40k into
Yes.
Kill Team, but you didn't. I'm spinning it back on you again,
dear.
but you didn't.
No.
So were
not
you
really.
into the lore of Warhammer before Kill Team come around, or
So I began my 40k journey back in 2nd edition.
okay?
My dad took me to a local Games Workshop, and he bought the 2nd edition starter set, which for those unaware of had Blood Angels
Blood
on the
Angels
front
one, yeah.
versus the Orcs, who all had a single pose, and the Gretchens had a single pose. And I think I painted one model, and it looked as any, however old I was, no idea,
Yeah.
6, no idea. It was just a blob by the time I
Classic.
was done with it. Yeah.
Especially with those poses and those models.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was classic, as you say. And I've really been in the scene in some manner since then.
Okay.
I did not play. I think I played one game of it in like a decade
Okay.
until 8th edition came out, where I played one game, decided, it's not that much quicker, really. And I had my primary issue of I don't actually have the patience to build up an entire army, which is the main thing that stops me from playing.
Then Kill Team come along.
And then Kill Team came along, and I decided I'd already built up Necrons for that one game of 8th that I'd played, and I had enough, even though they were quite mismatched, I could run a Necron army, so I didn't have to do anything for Kill Team.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And so I did that, and then I very quickly moved over to Orcs because I felt the Necrons were a little bit slow and boring, to be honest.
Okay.
Much
And then
like
I
the
kept
lore.
going. Well, no, in the lore they're amazing.
So that's
Like,
kind of what
it's
I'm trying to get at.
ridiculous.
So,
Yeah.
so that whole time from second to that,
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you still?
I was still
way
in the lore.
into the lore. and-
Yes.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
I still on and off read books.
Yeah.
But this is the weird thing where I don't like the books.
Okay.
Not because they're bad books, I'm not saying that. Obviously, since the Horus Heresy kind of released, they've become a lot better. And like some of the Horus Heresy books are like New York Times bestsellers. So it's not like they're bad books. They're just not my style.
Okay.
I don't like grimdark.
Yeah.
I understand that people do, but I prefer kind of a quicker, more pulpy book.
Yeah.
And when the author wants to go on about, you know, how much the entrails dripped and the miasma of gloom overtook me and I...
Well, the best thing about the audiobooks is you actually get to read it in that voice. So
It's true.
Double grimdark.
Yeah. And so, but I still read them because I loved 40K.
Yeah.
But they were always such a slog.
Yeah.
But actually, recently, I found one author that I really like.
Okay.
Aaron Dembski Bowden. He's done a bunch of the Horus Heresies. He might have done Prospero, I'm not sure. But he did my favourite one, which is Hell's Reach.
Okay.
Which you can randomly get entirely on YouTube. But you may as well get it on Audible. It's such a great book.
Yeah.
It's the only book so far, I am still reading more, that I would actually recommend to people not into 40K.
Okay.
Like it's just a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm reading more of him, but I'm also trying to read others. But unfortunately, a lot of these ones that people recommend aren't on Audible.
Oh, okay.
Aren't on Audible, so I have to actually read them, which is terrible. And I'm a slow reader, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, did you guys have any fun question that you know is going to rile up fans? Or should we call it?
No, I've already chucked in my thing about hating Death Denied.
That's fair. Fair.
You know, so I feel like I've already drawn enough heat.
Okay.
I don't have any more kind of enticing questions.
We've made it clear we don't like the Tau.
We got there. Yeah.
It's probably...
Buff Gene Stealer Cult, Buff Grey Knights into the Heavens. What else?
Okay. Yeah.
I think we're it. That's it.
Oh, okay, quick one.
Yeah?
Quick one. What's the worst faction in Kill Team?
Are we counting... I mean, well, it's hard because I'm...
Are we
counting like Croup?
So we're not counting anything outside of the core book.
Okay, core book.
But we are including elites, obviously.
Yeah.
But just not Kroot, LSD,
My answer to this used to be Heretic Styes.
Okay.
I don't know if elites has changed that much, but it just seemed
I believe
like...
it has.
It just seemed like at the time with the core rulebook, they were a bit flavourless when you would have something like Death Guard there that was, as we were discussing earlier, really strong. I don't know if I'd still put them there because I don't know how much elites changed it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that might still be my answer.
Okay.
Sorry.
Heretics. All
Sorry.
right.
Yeah, I also would have said Heretics just from experience, just seeing them and playing them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Still?
I suppose so, yeah.
Okay.
I've not really come across anything else that I've been like, they're pretty...
Okay.
I think maybe... not now with elites, but so I was going to say maybe orcs actually. I just saw them on the table.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that can go quite wrong.
Well, I suppose
that's in their nature.
When we first used to use them, like
it was just like you would just chuck them at it for like.
I don't think I've won many games with the orcs.
Yeah, it was just fun.
I think one of the first games I won with them was actually when we first met you.
I remember
at War.
Against Heretic Astartes.
Yeah. There we go.
Before elites.
Yeah, but I think the clan cultures have really spiced them up a little bit now.
Yeah, definitely.
So I assume maybe the same's happened for Heretic Styes, but I haven't looked into it too
They've
much.
got some spicy things. What about you?
I have two candidates for this, and I play both of them.
Okay, yeah.
However, one of them I'm going to call them exempt.
Okay.
And that is Grey Knights. I do not see them as the worst faction.
Why?
I think they may not be across the board the best or worst faction, but I think they definitely hard counter some other factions.
So, yeah, I realise we're at the end and this is meant to be the funny section.
Yeah.
But I actually agree with you. And I think that they are a gatekeeper list. Yeah. For some lists.
They are the elite slayer.
That's a hot take.
They are the elite team slayer.
Yeah. Like
if you rocked up with 8 Harlequins and I rocked up with 6 Grey Knights and said, I'm going to cause 2 mortal wounds every turn and you can do nothing about it.
That sounds like a challenge.
Horrific.
That should be resolved on Chill Team podcast.
That's fine.
I'd love to watch it.
Call it a day.
I mean,
Listen to it.
Yeah.
Or watch it, maybe.
Yeah.
Secondly, to this, obviously that's a very deep rabbit hole that we could go down.
Yes.
And it's a bit late in the day.
It is. Yes, it's quite late.
Gene Stealer cults,
Okay.
in my mind, need help.
Okay.
They have a lot of what they can do, everybody else can do.
Like?
So specifically stratagem-wise.
Okay.
So everybody has a stratagem. They have the same one, except they need a 5-up.
Wait, which one? Which was that?
Probably about 6 of them.
Oh, okay.
That does seem like
Yeah,
a lot.
so
I know that they have the attack again with an industrial, with a
See,
heavy mine.
that's
but you
very
have to
good.
roll.
You have to roll. There's that.
How many command points does that cost?
That's one.
That's one. I
See,
mean,
Harlequins
generally,
have attack again, but it's 2. But we just get to do it.
generally they get it for either the same cost or cheaper.
Yeah.
But you have
But
to roll
you have
for
to
it.
roll a 5-up.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that they lack, because obviously you can have the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You are a glass cannon.
Yeah.
Like your
Hold
paper.
on now. The FAQ did buff them.
Slightly.
Do you remember what?
No.
We read it.
The bestial vigor
Yeah.
helps on the
No. So
things,
it's
but it's
the heavy
expensive.
mining laser.
Oh yes, D6.
D6.
That is better.
It was D3 before, right?
It was
Yeah.
D3. Yeah.
Okay.
That is quite a big
But
thing.
nobody takes it, so who cares?
Yeah.
You take it, then, yeah?
I've taken it once.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I mean, taking anything that
I think
tries
I'm
to
getting
shoot
confused with the rock saw.
Yeah.
is not really worth it. But
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to make hand flavors D6 like they are in 40k,
Yes.
I'd be more than up for that.
I was actually really looking forward to see what they would do with that, because that was a huge change for GSC. Yeah.
On that, like they have helped. There's a new stratagem for them that came with I think it's commanders,
Yeah.
and it could make your flamers AP -1.
Yes.
Now that really good.
Okay.
I've used that. Well, I've tried to use that at the wrong time many times, and it is
doesn't help.
it is very good.
But you're still strength 3.
You're still strength
Yeah,
3,
that's the big issue, I feel.
but I mean, I often take 5 to 6 acolytes with hand flamers.
Oh, okay.
You get into combat, you just fuck whatever it is they're pointed at. Like it's kind of par for the course. If someone looks at you in a manner that befits what they look at, like a stray cat, you're gonna die.
That's fair.
And you don't really like the thing that's supposed to be your staying power. So the aberrants. I've only got half of the rules that they should actually have.
They at least need a 5-up invuln or feel no pain.
Well,
Feel no pain, I mean.
See, in 40k, they have that.
I know.
And then you also get more attacks, because if you take a pick, you get the pick and the rending claws.
So this is kind of what I'm saying earlier when we were talking about
It's just
Space Marine
watered
stuff.
down.
If you're
Yeah,
gonna if you're gonna add all the extra Space Marine stuff, I think you have to go back through all the rules that they've done that to and add that as well.
But would that actually help the game?
I don't know.
That's not really a question. It was
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
maybe
I don't
that
know.
would actually help it.
Possibly.
If we're saying they're one of the worst, why not buff them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's not so much, you don't always want to buff the worst thing. You don't want to make the worst thing the best thing
No.
continuously, because it gets as stale as if the game goes stale.
Yeah.
It can ruin it. But I do think because they were one of the first factions that were probably conceived for the starter box and things like that. Obviously, we don't know the timeline of when the things are created.
Yeah.
But I do feel like they have suffered somewhat. Because even
Because I hadn't
though
experienced any of the other things
Yeah.
yet to know
And
what would
I
be
feel
okay.
like-
And
they pushed aberrants into the initial kill team core, when actually they probably would have been better off leaving them for elites, and they probably would have been much better.
yeah.
Because obviously in elites, we got the
Nothing.
we got the traits, and
Yeah,
we
no,
got
that's
about
true.
7 commanders.
Yes. Great.
But
Didn't get your
they've
elites.
become like the family-friendly go play commanders with your friend in the garden
Yeah.
sort of faction.
Yeah.
In the garden.
But
Yeah. So you're not allowed in the house.
I'm not saying they can't win, because they can and they have.
Yes.
Like
They
even,
did well
even
at
recently,
Nova.
yeah,
They did well at
a
Nova.
pod was won
Yes.
by an unknown Gene Stealer cult player with an unknown list that I don't know.
I think they came second
Yeah.
or third. Yeah.
So you can do well with them,
Yeah. They did something.
but I do feel like it's incredibly hard. It's basically like playing on hard mode,
yeah.
which
Sure.
isn't always a bad thing.
Some people enjoy that.
Yeah, some
I
people
do
love that.
actually
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I play them often on here. But when I see when I go up against things like the Blood Angels and the Raven Guard, and the Raven Guard aren't even that good.
I was going to say, the Raven Guard?
They're not even that good, but then when you're like, oh yeah, I throw my industrial brutality at you and I do like a bajillion wounds and he's -4 and you're like, yeah, I rolled a 6. And he's like, 2 points death denied. And then you're kind of like, fuck off. And then all he does is look at you, he's like, oh, I've only got a bolter. I don't even have a close combat weapon. I've got one roll, you roll it, he wounds you, and you die. Yeah. And you're like, that's the best shot I have at killing anything, and it's now gone.
Yeah.
I know that's the game, but at the same time, it's like, oh, really?
Yeah.
They're just, I think they're in a tough spot.
Okay.
So that is the answer to my question.
Heretic Astartes,
Gene
Stealer Cults.
Yeah.
Awesome. And for those of you that watched my video, I also said Gene Stealer Cults.
Oh, nice.
So there you go.
2 and 2.
Clearly showing you didn't watch my video. Guys, get on it.
Well,
what are you doing?
No, it was just too late and I'd already formed my own opinion. I'm sorry.
It is actually really late. And saying it's quite late, do you want to say goodbye?
Yes. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Please, if we can just plug for a second, come and join us on Chill Team podcast at some point.
Yes.
Where we're going to do Grey Knights versus Harlequins soon.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
I
want to see a win from the Grey Knights.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on. It's been fun to do an in-person interview. That's the word.
It's been a fun day all round.
Yes, we've done a lot today. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
And a lot of content though.
Oh,
yes. Which is what we like.
Yes. And with that said, I just wanted to wish everybody a good day, and I hope you continue to have a good day, and goodbye.
Are you going to go straight in with an intro?
Yeah. I'll do it now and then tell you guys to introduce yourselves. And nice. I haven't decided what to ask you at all. We're going to make it up on the fly.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's what happens when we decide last minute that you're going to interview us rather than record a battle.
Oh, I haven't recorded